Okay, long story short, start to finish. I asked Lieutenant Mustard the other day to take Clover Hawthorne on a ride along. So that she could get out there because we were busy. We had a lot of cadets. I forget which day it was specifically, but it was the day where I was dual wielding cadets. So we were stretched thin. She was there. I said, listen, I'll make a call. They obliged. They said people might think something. I said, don't care. I just wanted to be comfortable with everyone on the shift, get out there and do the job. They took her. She had a great time. She apologized to me afterwards because she didn't know that I made that call and said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to make things weird. I said, not a problem. It is what it is, right? You went out there and you took something that was offered by Lieutenant Mustard and Ventura, and that's all there is to it. Apparently not. Apparently Peach saw that they went on a ride along and started speaking with people that apparently maybe she wants to join the BCSO instead. Peach went into, I presume Peach went into the FTO report from the day of the interviews, and next to her name put Blainer, ? She then told Captain Brian Knight that one of our new applicants is apparently a Blainer and that maybe he should try and poach her. Brian Knight cold called Clover Hawthorne, who has no idea who Captain Brian Knight is, mind you, in the cells earlier today, and Brian Knight jumped her saying, hey, apparently you're a Blainer. It says it here on your report. Why don't you come and join the BCSO? She said, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 hung up the phone. She told me that she got called by a Brian Knight and she didn't know who that is. I said, it's a captain of the BCSO. And she said, why did he call me and say that? I said, listen, I don't know. Don't worry about it. They're just fucking around. We walk out into the lower motor pool where Captain Brian Knight, Captain Haley Maxwell, and Lieutenant Peach jump Clover in the passenger seat of my car and start asking her why she applied to the LSPD and not the BCSO. Why LSPD? Why is she joining the LSPD? Why does she want to join the LSPD? She didn't really know what to say. She said, I joined. I didn't even remember what she said, but I said, listen, we're going. Thank you all captains and lieutenants. We'll be off. We're busy. Peach then called me while I was a bailiff in court. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I missed the chain of events. Before we went out into the cells, I spoke to Peach on the phone, and I told her that, listen, I told Ventura and Mustard to take her out on the call, on the ride along. To which Peach said, oh, okay, I understand. Then we walked out, and they jumped her anyway, after I had already explained that it was me orchestrating the entire interaction. Then I drove to City Hall. We sat through that court case. I was the bailiff. Peach called me again, and she said, I'm not very happy with the attitude that Clover gave. And I said, Peach, I'm telling you this once. I don't want to talk about this ever again. We are hiring Clover to shift to LSPD. That's the end of it. I'm not going to have a good recruit tarnished by stirring with people that, quite frankly, you don't know them like that. Wait until she's a full officer. They're stirring with a cadet that already expressed to me immediately after we left that if that's how it's going to be, maybe she doesn't want it after all. So right now, I am looking at us losing the most exciting interview we had because high command of both departments are playing a little game with somebody that's not interested in it, that doesn't know them like that doesn't even know their fucking names, let alone their rank. So I told Peach, listen, it's done. I don't want to hear anymore. You're making people uncomfortable. Pick who you want to do it to. Do it to me. Do it to a full officer.
I can hear you.
Oh my god. I said to her, Peach, that is, pick your targets. Wait until they're full officer. Wait until they know the culture of what being a police officer is. The chief has tasked us with overhauling the PD. Getting rid of people that are boring. Getting rid of people that can't do the job. We get a star fucking recruit, and the first thing they do is make them not even want to come to the guaranteed checklist they're getting on Monday. Because they're getting jumped by people with rank above them that they don't know anything about. I'm pissed. I don't give a fuck what they do. Complain all they want. If they're going to jump the recruits that, especially I bring in, that I know will be better than most of the people that we will hire, I'll stop bringing recruits. If they're going to get angry at me, jump me back to officer, I'll never try again. I'll do the job better than everyone with no expectations of anything more than that. I'm not going to take it. I don't know why shift 1 is fucking over our shift. I don't know why the BCSO is fucking over our department. And I don't know why they're doing it in a collaboration.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell you're upset, obviously. Give me 1 second, hold on. I have notes.
Like, I don't know how to explain this to you, Oxby, but there's people like Rowan. You and I, right? We had that connection with Rowan, so off the bat we can start on that level.
Yes.
They do not know
Correct.
Clover. I could treat her like that, right?
Right.
You need to be able to pick who you're targeting, and if we want the PD to be everything that the chief wants and everything we all agree it needs to be, why on earth, under any circumstances, would we randomly pick someone and make it unwelcoming? Make it weird? Why? I would never, under any circumstances, treat somebody like they treated that lady unless I knew without a shadow of a doubt that they could tell it was in good fun. Ever. Ever. Yeah. I would never treat someone like Rowan Pierce the way we treated him from the get-go if I didn't know him, right? If I didn't know that he could take it. Ever.
Sure. You're not wrong. You're not. And I understand that. At the same time, I need you to see the bigger picture. I need both.
What's the bigger picture?
I'm not going to invalidate what you're saying, because what you're saying, I can get behind and agree. I will let you know that when I talked with Gray about it earlier today, yeah, I thought that was the end of this, because it was like, oh, hey, yeah, no, Key orchestrated that to have her ride along. I was like, oh, okay, cool, no issues. Because I asked Gray to look into it, because I'm like, hey, why is she with Ventura and Mustard if that's the case? Because Peach brought it up to me, and I said, yeah, that is concerning. Because without context, it is concerning. I asked him to look into it, and he talked with you, right? I asked my P&T head to talk with the person that recommended her. The last thing that we need, though, I need you to keep that bar that's on your neck. I don't need you going toe-to-toe with Shift 1, as much as it may be, over the top. Because they're going to hold you to the flames over the things that you say, so I need you to choose your words wisely. You can get those points across, not put up with shit, and still be cautious with what you say. Because they're going to hold on to things that you've said. I'm going to trust you with information that I haven't told anybody else, because it is high command information. Whether you like it or not, Peach is going to be the overall head of P&T. She is. That is already a decision that's been made by Kyle. Pred has decided that is what he wants. It is what it is. You told the P&T head, I'm trying to put quality cops on the street, not whatever you're trying to do in front of a recruit.
Lie.
I get where you're...
That's a lie. I didn't say that. That's 100%
okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt. That's a lie.
Okay, that's fine. That is what they told me verbatim. You said that was both Maxwell and Peach said that. So thank you for clarifying that. That is their perception, what they're holding on to. Right? So you didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, good. Thank fuck. I told them that, hey, if I try to bring someone in and someone was aggressively trying to stir or poach or whatever it may be, I would get defensive.
Are you guys busy in there?
The thing for me, right, is like originally it was fine, but how can we have these feelings of, oh, she might get poached and this, that, and the third, right? And then get into a car with a high command member of said same different department and ask them to poach them. Like, is that not the most insane thing you've ever heard? Like, oh shit, does this person want to join the BCSO? Let's go tell BCSO high command and get them to try and poach her. Like, what are we, fucking schoolgirls? Like, what is that?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they got defensive at what they perceived as defensiveness from you.
I mean, it was defensiveness. Because I don't care. Like, listen, Clover is someone that I hold in high regard. There's lots of people like that. But any cadet in that exact same situation, I would react the same way. The only time in my entire time as an officer that I've ever been this upset before, it was a one-time occurrence. And it was when some of those same people were giving me a lot of shit about fucking someone in this very office, right? And I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was funny. But then someone in shift 1 told Autumn Hope that she was a whore, and that as punishment, she had to run 10 laps around MRPD. And I told Ruby York, if I hear anything like that again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. That is fucking disgusting. It's cringe. You need to pick the people you can do this stuff to. You can do it to Alan Key because he does not give a fuck. But if you do stuff like that to people that aren't opting into it, that you don't know, I think it's repulsive, and I wouldn't want to join any department like that. And that's both of them in this case. If that's how we're going to act, I'm not hiring people to this department, because how can I in good faith bring people in to some place where they're just going to be played with like toys?
Yeah.
I think it's sickening. Genuinely. Pick your targets. Right? We go out there and I teach cadets that we can meter our actions per person per scene. We train people how to do that. We can be lenient sometimes. We can be harsh with others. We tell people that because we have respect on the streets, we can act in a different way. It's common knowledge. Everybody knows it. I can walk down to gang blocks and not be immediately gunned down because of who I am and who I know. If Rowan Pierce does it, he'll get shot every time. We know that is the way of the world that we live in, and they're going to pick people who they have no regard with. They're going to pick high command members of a different department to cold call them like fucking telemarketers, and then they're going to get upset when someone who doesn't know them is uncomfortable and gives them a little bit of attitude. Which, mind you, we pride them for having attitude, and her attitude is the reason why her interview was so popular, because we saw she had a backbone. So do we want them to have a backbone and stand up for themselves like criminals? Or do we want them to get pushed around by fucking bullies who think that it's funny? I'm not sure. I'm very confused. Is it okay when we do it to ourselves?
I'm going to be very honest with you. I think it's also understanding the room and who you're talking to. And that is part of it.
And that's why I told Peach, I said, listen, I need this to stop. I'm asking you as a lieutenant. I need you to just put it down. Please put it down. And she still kept going. I said that to her verbatim.
I think it goes both ways, is what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be overly diplomatic here, but I do think that there needs to be a diplomatic approach here. I do think that you are valid in what you're saying, but it's keeping in mind the total perspective. Some of this is going to be bullshit. Some of it is going to be stirring that you'd rather not deal with. I understand that. Keep perspective of the vision of the PD and what we want to build as a PD, because you are correct. But when someone is stirring on a Friday, and I could tell from comms that Maxwell was kind of hammered. Not an excuse, but that's still a captain, that's still a lieutenant, and that's still going to be the future head of P&T. There has to be some amount of, I don't want to say ass kissing because it's not what I'm saying. There needs to be some awareness of that. Is all.
Listen, Oxby, I'm aware, but if I'm not gonna stand on business for the people in this shift, what's the point? And I say that to you in full knowing that it's not what you want. But
no, that's
if
fine.
If I'm gonna let these people bully the future of the future that we're trying to mentor, the future that's gonna fill this room when you and I are done, I don't see the point.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there is an approach to take, and that standing on heat that way is not always the best approach. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying potentially there may be a different approach where you still do that, right? But that you don't have to just meet that with aggression. You're going to have to be somewhat diplomatic as a lieutenant at times. That's what I'm saying. It's not just standing on business as a lieutenant. You're going to have to be diplomatic at times and still call out bullshit, but do so diplomatically. You're going to need different approaches at times. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, I mean, listen, I take it on board. I understand, but I've been diplomatic 95 times out of 100 in my entire time as an officer. There's been very few times that I've gone against the grain. One time in an argument with Sergeant Brian Knight at the time, one time's with the Autumn Hope drama, and then this time. Those are the only times that I've ever gone against what I should do, because my moral compass wouldn't allow me to do what I should do, to be the best and most polite officer and not hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to do that sometimes as a lieutenant as well.
I mean, it's fine, right?
It's just at times do that.
No, it's fine. It's just this stuff is paramount to me. Had I done nothing, had I not been on duty today, we probably just would have lost a fine recruit for nothing. Had she had to weather that without me there, And listen, is it the end of the world if Clover doesn't make it? No, it's not the end of the world. But if that's how it's going to be, I'll stop trying, right? Recruits don't care. Do they interview well? Sure, let him in. I'll stop asking people, right? Because the thing is, right, I asked her to interview. That is my vouch.
Yes.
And the disrespect on me is insurmountable. I would never in a million years do that to a regular recruit, let alone someone that a lieutenant brought in. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I don't care how weird it is. We all know what Carl Pred's vision is. And for them to do that to someone like that, someone like her, is a spit in the face. So listen, I'll set an alarm tomorrow. I will wake up at the beginning of shift 1, and I'll go and speak to the chief and explain what happened from my perspective.
Nope. Don't take that approach. I think you should talk with Peach directly.
I've already spoken to Peach.
I know, and I think you should speak to Peach directly.
What's there to say? What am I supposed to say with it?
I would say, I would lay out the factors, right, calmly, because she's gonna read into tone, right? I'm telling you, right, I don't want to see you go toe to toe, running to the chief about something because that's what she's gonna do. I think showing the respect of having the conversation with her directly, if she goes that way, fine. But regardless, I would be like, hey, man, you know, this is all the context, right, where I feel like you're stirring with one of my cadets, someone that I really do care about, right? This did not land well. Here's all the things that it made her feel, because, you know, and I think it's valid for you to have that conversation with Peach saying this made her feel uncomfortable. Here's why, because she didn't hear those reasons the way that you put out, right? And regardless, I don't want to see you give up. I don't want to see you do something that's going to hurt yourself in the long run. Pred likes your energy, but if it comes to a back and forth bickering match, as far as what happened, Peach can do no wrong in his eyes whatsoever. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm saying at the end of the day, you're better off addressing things with her directly, talking things out, even if you feel like they're already talked out, because you guys need to have a working relationship together.
Listen, I'll speak to Peach, but like you said yourself, and like I know, she'll go speak to the chief. By the time I'm even on duty, there's going to be a whole narrative spun up with lies. So I'm just going to have to gamble.
There, so.
I mean, listen, I'll just have to gamble that the chief sees my vision and understands why I might be upset. Like, I'm more than happy to speak to BTN, but I'm not trying. Listen, like this is it's a completely fabricated non-issue. Like,
that's how I kind of feel about it.
It is a completely fabricated non-issue, and if you even think back to the absolute core of this, right, the core of this, would it even make sense for me? Where would I even notify everyone? Where would I even make everybody aware? Hey, by the way, guys, don't worry about them Clover riding with Ventura and Mustard. I suggest, like, there's no way to eat. There's no forum. There's no discussion. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why does it always when it matters, bro? All right. Why does it always happen when I'm talking? Okay, better now?
Much better. I love it.
Okay. It's not Telstra. Okay. There's nowhere that wouldn't be odd for me to even notate that, hey, by the way, guys, don't worry about her riding with the BCSO. I suggest, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no unstrange way to even mention that. Me even mentioning that would then make people look at it. You see what I'm saying? If I said, oh, by the way, Captain, don't worry, I suggested that Clover ride with Mustard. She means nothing by it. Then you would inherently have a bias. Like, you're bringing note. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no way to. It's not that deep. It is the most unalarming thing of all time that could be brought up and me say, oh yeah, I suggested. Okay, done. But instead, after I said that, then there was a captain phone call. Then there was a double team from a captain and a lieutenant in the cell, in the lower motor pool, and it's like, I don't even know what to say.
I think they view it as a non-issue going the other way. It's like, hey, we're just asking the question because
when I gave them the answer,
and maybe there's, well, they wanted it from her, right?
Yeah, but I mean, are they like, man, I can't even use the words I'm gonna words. Like, I'm gonna start speaking completely differently. Like, are they fucking dumb?
Do it. I don't give a fuck.
No, are they fucking dumb? Like,
they're stirring.
Yeah, but
And
I'm gonna
get
be
it, that they
listen,
don't have
Oxby.
that, but-
Depending on how this
Mhm.
goes, Oxby, listen, it'll probably be a big pivotal moment for me. If this goes in the complete negative, I probably won't be able to keep this bar. I'm gonna tell you that much. If this goes completely wrong in not my favor, I won't be able to keep the bar. I'm not gonna be able to take shit like this lying down. I'm sorry. We'll see how it goes. I will try my absolute best to be diplomatic with Peach. I do understand that I need to do that to do this job. I do want to do this job. But if this goes in the complete negative, fuck the bar. Fuck the job. I don't care. I'm not going to let people get stepped on for fun. We're trying to make a difference here. We're trying to make the next generation. If we're going to shit on one person out of every 10 of the next generation, go fuck yourself. I don't need it.
I don't think that they're trying to do that. I don't think they're trying to shit on her. I think they're just stirring and trying to have a giggle.
Yeah,
I don't think it's FTB either.
Yeah, we'll stir someone else.
I get
simple. How much more simple? How much more like clear as day do I need to be? Like, hey Peach, I just want to let you know, I just like you to drop this. I'm asking you as a lieutenant. I explained why it happened, and I'd like it to stop. I
can tell you right now, she wants an apology out of you because she feels like you were super aggressive at her. And she
that's fine. I can apologize, right? I'm happy apologizing, but I'm not going to apologize for. I mean, yeah, listen, I can apologize for coming across wrong and being heated, but I'll never apologize for doing what I think is right. And these people matter more than every one of us. Every person we hire on paper is an investment. They matter more than every fucking old school captain and everything else. Because that person we hire today could be the person in 8 years in this room having this same conversation. We need to treat every one of them with respect and reverence.
That is the line. That is the line. That line of logic is what you bring to that conversation overall with Peach. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's how it came across to her. Right. Regardless of all the other shit that happened there, you know, I don't really care. I agree. I think it's a non-issue. I think it's stirring that's gone a little sideways, and people are heated on both sides. It's not that deep. At least I don't think it is. At the same time, you don't want one of your people that you care about, that you vouch for, because you don't do that often. I know how that feels when you vouch for someone and you don't vouch often, and they kind of get shit on for it. You're kind of like, hey, what the fuck? I don't vouch often. I'm vouching. Just hire this person. And I do want you to have that level of weight in these things, right? Have you vouched for anyone ever before? That I can't even think of one.
No,
I actually don't know.
I never did. There was people that I like gestured to apply, but I never did because I wasn't a lieutenant.
Right. So this is your first vouch, which is kind of a big deal in my eyes. I get that, right? So I understand how that feels. I've been there before. I think that also is something that you bring up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm trying to build this for us. This is one of my first vouches. It felt like you guys were questioning it. It felt like you guys were stirring, not understanding how much reverence I put on this and the reverence of the position that I'm trying to uphold. And it felt like you were taking for granted the amount of effort that we're trying to put in by having a giggle and trying to push on something that there was nothing there to begin with. You know what I mean? I think that is the line to go off of based on what you've said on a lot, and then you're fine. I don't see that being a big issue at all.
I mean, all of that I took notes on like just now, but I mean that's the truth. As much as it would be possible for me to Nepo, I wouldn't bring someone here if I didn't think they could do it. There's not a universe where I wouldn't bring someone here that not only could do it but that would be good. You wouldn't catch me dead.
You wouldn't be my lieutenant if I thought you were going to Nepo hire a bunch of people. That's why when you tell me that you vouch for someone, I'm going to take it seriously.
Yeah, like I'm happy to speak with Peach, more than happy, right? I do like Peach. I just think that this is it's a very rare miss of just I don't know, just pick anyone else, not the recruits, not the cadets, unless you know them, right? If it's your cadet, and you know them, do whatever you want, right? It's just.
And I would emphasize, especially the first and only one so far that I have vouched for.
Yeah.
I think that carries weight, a lot of weight, to be honest. So I think that will be a reasonable approach. I can't see them being upset with that. I think that's completely fine. And if they want to get heated with you over that, listen, I'll stand on your side on that one, no matter what. So.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I understand, right? And I can do it. It's just, I feel like
you're not gonna do it alone. I'll be around tomorrow with you. So.
Yeah. I feel like no matter what position we're in, no matter what job we are, there's just a line. There's like a sacred line where I remember we were speaking about TRT, like the military, right? There's that bond that we're meant to have.
Correct.
And I treat that with the utmost. That's the only thing I've got, Oxby. The only thing that I have is the people I met along the way. That's it. Nothing else.
Yep.
No amount of money, no amount of anything. All you have is the people along the way. And if you can't be there for them, what is the point? That's why, as much as I shit on them, I respect the thugs out there that will always come back for their boys, as dumb as it is. Because
it is.
We should all aspire to live like that, criminally or otherwise. You know what I mean? We should all be there to back the people on our side. And watching them get slandered in a way that, in a position where you're inviting them in, you can do something about it. You know, like, it's just not acceptable.
Yeah, I think that's valid.
When should I be on duty? Normal time, or do you want me to come earlier? Because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter for me either.
Fine.
I would say that realistically, I don't even know if Pred's gonna be around tomorrow. I think he will be, but I think Pred usually comes an hour or two before the meeting if you want to get him first thing, because I do think that Peach is gonna talk with him first thing. I don't know that fucking matters. If you want, we can talk after the meeting. That's fine. Or we can talk at your normal time. That's also fine. I don't know that he's going to be around at that time. And I do think the conversation has to start with Peach first. But if she's still on duty, I would just have the conversation now. I don't know if she still is.
No, she's not. I already checked.
Yeah. So.
Yep. All right.
This is something also that I think, if you're all right with it, I wouldn't mind having a conversation. Ruby's going to be so fucking tired. There's no shot Ruby's going to be able to comprehend this late.
Nah, she was getting,
maybe not Ruby right now.
Ruby was getting the she's aware of all of everything that happened, because I had her in the courtroom and I just said, listen, like, this happened. If you hear about it more, I kind of envisioned all of this going the exact way. I knew that she was going to speak to Carl even before we had the final phone call, so I told Ruby so that she knew and could be cognizant of what was going on beforehand. And that's why I wanted to speak to you, but I guess we both wanted to speak to one another.
Yeah, well, because they talked to me. They pulled me aside. Both of them did.
Oh,
both
great.
Maxwell and Peach.
Great,
yeah,
great.
That's where I got the quote. Allegedly, I'm trying to put quality cops on the street, not whatever you're trying to do. And that you said that in front of the recruit. Which, I mean, hey, that's not what you said. Cool, easy, done. So, that's what they told me you said. So I was like, well, all right. Don't ever lose the passion that you have.
No, I mean,
as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, I won't, right? I won't. No matter what happens, I'll still be on duty, right? Like, I'm here to be here. It's just you want other people to come and be a part of it too. That's the whole point. It's what everything's built off.
That is correct. I appreciate you, Key.